Okay, here comes video 2. How do I figure out what key I'm in? How do I figure out what I'm going to solo over? Well, I look for chord patterns that tell me what key I'm in, because if you have 3 minor chords in a key, it also means that there's 3 major scales that are going to apply to that minor chord. So if you look at my solo on video 11, it's in E minor. Okay, the strongest major scale that's going to work with E minor is going to be a D major scale. But there's an E minor in a C major scale, and there's an E minor in a G major scale. So which one's going to work? Well, the strongest one is going to be D, and I'll show you why. You know, if you study my blues scale at all, here's what you're going to see. And my blues scale thing was in C. I call it C position. Well, you move your C and you go up to E. Okay? And then you play the notes that I used, you know. They'll all be major scale notes. So, I'm in E. Here's my blues scale. Okay, they're all the notes of the D major scale. Check it out. G, that's the 4th note. F sharp 3rd, F sharp's 3rd. E, that's the 2nd. Here's your D. And your C sharp. B, which is the 6th. Then your A, which is the 5th in D, but then you're back to your G. Okay? D major scale. I'm going to show you the position I play my major scales in. I only use one most of the time. You need to learn all 5 of them, but I learned this one because it allows me, it sits in my blues scale, and it allows me the most notes that I can play in a major scale. I'm just going to start on a D. It's like a 3-note per string deal. So it's going to start a D on your E string. So just play 3 notes every other note. Okay, then you go up 1 string, the same exact place, the same exact frets. So that's the first part of the scale. That's 1 scale. And then you just keep going, do another octave of it. Okay, and see how nicely it fits in with your blues scale. And then you can keep going. So it gives me all this stuff, and then eventually arpeggios, which I'll show you about, but where you open the chord up. And yeah, I don't do them very much. I screwed that up. I'll say that for another lesson, but you'll get the general idea. So, because we're in E, you know, and I figured out that, you know, my blues scale is D major. That's what I'm going to solo in. Okay, so I'm going to use the D major scale and the E blues scale. So I told you before, you have to find out where to play these licks all over the place. So if you need to find all your E's. So here's your blues lick. Here's another one. Okay, you can play them down here. Go down. Here's your other E. So just play your blues scale, but out of these positions. And even down here with open. So now you have your D major scale along with your E blues scale. So sound very D major, but I'm playing straight out of it. I'm going to show you just a little lick that I'm going to play out of the D major scale. It's an arpeggio, and it's got some. Well, I'll just show it to you. So remember, I played the D major scale. So I go. I'm just going to play a straight out E minor 7th arpeggio. And then one altered note. And so that's the major 7th up to an E. It's like a E flat to an E. And if we play this over a chord, it's going to turn into the flatted 5th of A. But you'll figure that out in a minute. Yeah. Or something, you know. I throw these little chromatics in, you know. Okay, so that's a starting point to start learning. When you see an E minor, you got to figure out which one it's going to be, and I'm going to use this over that where you're playing over a straight E minor, and it's not going anywhere. D major scale. I'm going to later on in the series, probably in video 4, I'm going to go to a Phil Collins song called Easy Lover, and we're going to solo over that. And there's an E minor, but you're actually in the key of G, so you'd be using the G major scale over an E minor, and that's where you need to make all these things, all these distinctions between. Okay, I have an E minor. What am I going to do? C major scale, G, or D? And always know that if you're just sitting on the E minor, the chances are you're going to be using the D major scale. The E minor is called the Dorian mode. It's built on the 2nd note of the D major scale. So you got to learn all your modes too. Okay, that's enough for this lesson.